Hey Crosswatchers for Pisces, welcome to your August cross-watching video. We're going to check in and see what's going on, what's good for you to know about the Pisces in your life. As always, this is being done with the intention and request that the information come in be in the best and highest interest and highest good of all parties involved. This is not being done in a snoopy spy kind of energy or intention or way. So we're asking for messages that bring in positive change, that bring in healing, that bring in constructive results for everyone involved. Keep in mind, guys, especially if you are a Pisces and you're just kind of wanting to watch and see if I'm picking up on your energy correctly, keep in mind these are general readings, okay? There's many people that watch these readings, so it's not going to be 100% for every single person, but my belief and the way I see it is that if you were led to watch the video, if Spirit has brought you here, there's at least one message in here for you, okay? So we're going to see what is going on, what you need to know about your Pisces in August 2019. One more shuffle. I know somebody's already in the comment, 1 minute and 20 seconds and no cards, bye. It is what it is, guys. The cards are ready when they're ready. All right, and now they're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do we need to know about Pisces, Crosswatcher? Ooh. All right, tread lightly. Tread lightly, okay? We have Knight of Swords coming up kind of the foundation of the energy here. This is like a decision has been made. Somebody has their mind made up. So if there is an issue that you've been going back and forth with Pisces about, or maybe it's you, maybe you're the one in this energy. Like Knight of Swords, like any other, character or person has positive traits and negative traits. Knight of Swords can be very determined, and that can be a wonderful thing. But if if Knight of Swords is determined about something that you don't agree with, you're not going to see it as determined. You're going to see it as stubborn. You're going to have like a negative lens over it, okay? But a decision has been made and somebody has their mind made up. And if you try to push it, it's not going to go over well, okay? So the bottom line here is you're going to have to make a decision. Is this something that you can put up with? Is it something you can overlook? Does the good outweigh the bad? If not, know and understand that this mind is made up. This decision's been made. Sometimes with Knight of Swords too, it can mean in some way that someone is very focused right now and they have a certain priority, and until that task is finished, they're not going to be open to discussing anything else or turning their attention to anything else. One tarot reader summed up the Knight of Swords in their way, in their definition. Like they put the card in a nutshell, and the word they came up with was drama, okay? I can see how they came to that conclusion. And so for some of you, if this is something that you're pushing or forcing, it will be something that is, it can lead to drama. So just know and be cautious with your words. Be cautious with your approach. Understand and know that, I just heard the word conviction. I just heard it right now, conviction. So somebody has made, this is something near and dear to their heart. This is something that they truly believe in. And that makes sense to me because Knight of Swords is that kind of personality. They wholeheartedly believe that their way of thinking is right and that it's in the best interest of all involved, okay? So you may have Pisces being very opinionated with you about something you should be doing, and they're not gonna let it go. Like if you're waiting for them to forget about it or drop it, they're not gonna do that. Or you might be the one who's in that energy, all right? And if you're not cautious in how you're dealing with it, it can end up being an argument or a fight, and it doesn't have to be that way. Knight of Swords can sometimes also be like news that comes in very quickly and very not with a whole lot of consideration for emotion or sugarcoating. It might just come in really straight, like it is what it is. Okay, So something is coming in that like you may have to really kind of weigh on if you can, if you can live with it or not. But it seems like Pisces feels very strongly about something. We'll pull clarifiers. In what way is Crosswatcher going to experience Knight of Swords with Pisces in August 2019? In what way is Crosswatcher going to experience Knight of Swords with Crosswatcher? All right, there we have Four of Pentacles, the defensiveness. Somebody has their walls up. We have Six of Wands. So this is victory over something. Oh, look, and we have Knight of Pentacles. So it could be an issue of money. Okay, we have Pentacles coming up twice. And Four of Pentacles can be somebody having their walls up, but it can also be someone who like you're perceiving to be stingy, or you're perceiving like they're not being generous, or they're wanting to keep things for themselves. Some tarot books even have the word miser under Four of Pentacles. Like that's one of like the keywords or description words for it. So this is like an energy of, maybe like one person is being very, very close-fisted with money or finances, and the other one's wanting to, invest it in something, or they're wanting to, treat themselves in some way, or just do something else with it. There could be stress here between you and Pisces with matters of money, okay? But this feels to me like Pisces has made up their mind. Like they're going to go ahead and do something. So if your bank account is linked to Pisces, and you're the one who doesn't want money spent, Pisces is going to go do something. And the fact that Knight of Pentacles is coming up makes me feel like they feel justified in doing this, because Knight of Pentacles would be something like where you're investing, you're doing something for the future. So maybe they want to go out and invest it, or maybe they're going out and like buying equipment for work, or they're buying inventory or something that they're going to sell, or maybe you're the one who's in that energy. It's gonna happen, okay? So if you don't want that to happen, or if you don't think that you're gonna be able to afford this, you're gonna have to be prepared. Have some kind of like a backup plan. I don't know, go drive Lyft, go drive Uber for a couple of weeks or something, because I just feel there's some kind of disconnect here with finances, and somebody's just gonna go off and do it anyway. But they're doing it with good intention, for what it's worth. Some of you might be like, I don't care, they're doing good intention, I don't want it to happen. Something's happening. That's what it feels like to me, okay? For some of you, you're dealing with a Pisces who's overcoming financial issues or financial fear, and now that that's taken care of, they feel ready to come back and swoop back in. So we're still kind of on that tail end of the Mercury retrograde energy. So those of you who maybe have not been in contact with a Pisces, but you had a strong connection, they may have kind of just put you off, or put the relationship off to the side because they were focused on financial matters. But now we've got the Six of Wands, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. They feel like they have things like handled now. So they may be swooping in with this Knight of Swords energy, like this laser beam focus, where they're coming back for you now. So some of you are going to experience the energy in this way. You have to understand something about tarot. The cards have different meanings, and when you put them together, there's many different scenarios in which they can apply. And that's why it's up to the reader to use their intuition, their guidance, to get a feel for what it is for that particular person. And I don't have one person in front of me. I'm reading for a general audience. So I always kind of explain the different ways it can apply for different ones of you. Your next card here is Eight of Swords. And I have to tell you, this is one of our stalker cards for the Crosswatcher videos for August. It's coming up an awful lot. This one and the Hanged Man. So if you have that one in here, I'm going to kind of laugh because it's been... No, I peeked and you don't. Eight of Swords is energy where you're feeling kind of on the back burner, or you're feeling your hands are tied about something. I don't blame you. Usually when I look at this situation and I see Eight of Swords, I'm like, guys, look, like this is an illusion. You think you don't have a choice, but you do have a choice. In this situation with Pisces, Like some decision has been made and Pisces is going forward with it. Like they've made up their mind. So in that way, I can understand you feel stuck, or you feel like, you don't have a choice in the matter, or like you're kind of like at the mercy of what they decide. But again, right, even though you don't like it and this thing is happening, you might not have control over this particular situation. You have control over your life. And you have options of what are you going to do now that this thing has happened or this decision has been made. What are you going to do to get past it? What are you going to do to be okay with it? What are you going to do with it to cover your own ass, so to speak? Like, what is going to be good for you? Okay? My advice is this. Whatever that happens, some of you may be feeling triggered by this and upset by this, and it might make you feel helpless or powerless. And I always go over this analogy every time Eight of Swords comes up. So those of you who are my regular viewers, bear with me. You know what I say about that little baby seal. Eight of Swords is that little baby seal out in the ocean. This came to me in meditation and it really like stuck with me, and that's why I'm sharing it. And I hope it helps you understand, but it's a good analogy, even though I use it a lot. It's that little baby seal out in the ocean that's injured and bleeding, okay? It might be bleeding, it might be calling out to help, but who's going to pick up on that and hear that and come running first? Who's going to be the first one at that baby seal's side? It's not going to be the other seals, it's going to be the sharks. The sharks are going to pick up that scent of blood and they're going to be there in no time. Like, they're going to be there like in lightning speed. And there's nothing that the other seals can do about that. And so that's the way energy works, right? That seal might be injured of no fault of its own. It didn't ask for it. It's not their fault it got injured. It's not their fault that it's bleeding. It's an unfortunate circumstance. It's an unfortunate situation. But when we're in that pain energy, that predator energy is what picks it up and hears it and comes running, right? Like, even in the animal kingdom, in the animal world, there's certain animals that they give birth in silence because they know the second, as much as it hurts, as excruciating as it may be, they don't make a single noise because they have that protective mother energy, and they know the second that sound is heard, some predator is going to know, number one, there's a defenseless animal here who's going to be an easy meal, and that there's babies coming, and the babies are going to be a meal, right? So it's like, as a protection, they don't make any noise, right? Because they have that instinctual to protect themselves from those predators. So whatever is happening here, you might be upset, you might be angry, you might feel it's not fair, and you have every right to feel this way. But do what you can not to linger or wallow in that helpless feeling for too long. Because if you do, energetically, the situation can go from bad to worse fairly quickly. And you might find yourself where all of a sudden you feel like it's bringing in this chain reaction of negative events, or people who are doing things that are like hurting you or putting you in a bad situation. So as much as you have a right maybe like to not like it or to like feel in some way it's not fair, this person thinks that what they're doing is in your best interest. Find a way to take back your power in some other area, in some other way, so that you don't end up with this chain reaction of people who you feel like are screwing you over or taking advantage in some way or not listening to you. I just feel there's a lot karmically that's happening here that can be triggered between you and your connection here with Pisces. Okay, those of you who do have a Pisces who are returning, look busy when they come back, even if you haven't been on any dates, even if you haven't been doing anything, right? Just make it, or just right now practice before you even hear from Pisces. Practice coming out of that stuck energy, okay? Because number one, you're going to feel better. You're going to be at a better vibration. So even if you want this reconciliation, it's going to set the reconciliation for a higher standard, a better energy, right? As opposed to maybe this person coming back and having some kind of a repeat, right? Or this person feeling like, oh, well, they got it like that. Like they went away once and you were just waiting patiently like a doll on a shelf. You know, you don't want to come off that way. And that's not going to lead to a successful relationship. And this isn't about mind games or playing tricks. It's just about having a love of life and a positivity and a love for yourself, because those things are going to lead to happier relationships, okay? And that's what's going to give you a better chance of things working out. And that's what's going to give you a better chance of somebody coming in and saying, oh, okay, I better kind of do my work for this relationship because this person's happy. This person doesn't necessarily need me to come in and fix everything, so I need to add something to the quality of their life, right? As opposed to feeling, well, they're going to wait around for me because they love me so much and they can't be without me, so I can just keep coming and going. Like, you don't want that energy. So next we have Six of Swords. So you're moving past something. This is good. This is very positive. Six of Swords is leaving drama behind you. And it's funny because when I was talking about your first card, that Knight of Swords, and I said one reader summed it up as a drama, right? And now you have Six of Swords of leaving it behind you and getting over something. Six of Swords is like a honeymoon energy, happy energy, getting away, leaving your problems behind you, not running away from your problems. Let me clarify. When you're leaving problems behind you, not in the sense that you're running away, but in the sense that you're getting over it and you're done with it. You don't want to rehash it. You're not going to bring it back for later. It's not going to be in your artillery of ammunition of something you're going to pull out during a disagreement 5 years from now. Like, it's done. It's gone. It's behind you. You've forgotten it. You're living your life. You're happy. You're in this happy energy. So whatever this thing is, you know, in the beginning of the month or maybe middle of the month for some of you, that's upsetting. There's going to be a way around it. There's going to be some kind of solution where you're getting over it, okay? For those of you who do have this Pisces who's returning, right, who's like coming back and they have like this laser focus on you, you know, they're in a healthier energy. Okay, and I hope you are too. And they're just wanting to come in and say, look, you know, like maybe there was some mistakes and there was some things and I'm sorry, but let's move past this now. Like, let's move on to happier things, calmer waters, peaceful waters. I do feel some of you, this is gonna be an actual move. That might be what you're upset about. Like, maybe you and Pisces have been talking about moving, and, you know, you just kind of thought it was a passing thought. So, you know, I don't know, I don't think so, I don't want to. And then Pisces is like, oh, well, hey, I just got a job in New Jersey, or I don't know, some other place, some other country or something. And you're like, wait a minute, what do you mean you got a job? What do you mean we're moving? Like, it could be something very sudden in that way. But this movement, you're moving past to like a brighter shore, a better scenario, something that's more peaceful, something where there aren't a whole lot of people who can come in and interfere or agitate the situation. So whatever is being done, like, you all are moving past the disagreement and you're coming into a better energy, right? So this also is like, leave the past in the past. Don't dig it up again, and just build a very, very positive foundation from that. And that makes sense to me because the Capricorn full moon we just had was about creating new foundations. It was just about like a new way, like bringing new patterns into your life, a new way of doing things. And Pisces are very sensitive to the moon. They're very moon sensitive, very sensitive to moon energies. Water signs in general are. Okay, so they can pick up on those energies very strongly. It can affect them very strongly, more so sometimes than other signs. And so they're very much about like rebuilding. Okay, they don't want to talk about the past a whole lot. They might apologize, they might say something, but the decision now is to move forward. Okay, so if you can't leave the past in the past, and if you're hoping it's going to come up and be discussed again and again and again, that's not going to happen in this situation. So it could be for some of you, it might be helpful for you to do what you can to release whatever you may still be holding on to, okay? If it's, you know, reading some great self-help books, or if it's doing something like meditation, or finding an interest that's very fulfilling to you, or seeing a therapist, that can be very helpful. And don't get offended. Some people get so mad when I bring up therapy or therapists, and I don't understand why. Because if your back is, you know, out of alignment, you go to a chiropractor and you don't judge yourself for it. You just think, oh, that's the way my body is, something needs to be adjusted. You don't act like it's the end of the world and get angry that you have to go see a chiropractor. It's the same thing with the therapist. They're just adjusting us emotionally or mentally, and we all need that from time to time, so there's no shame in that. You know, it doesn't need to have a stigma on it. You don't get mad when you go to the doctor or the chiropractor. Why are you going to get mad if there's something that, oh, well, I'm not going to go see a therapist? Why not? You know, that's like the most important part, you know, of us. So that might be helpful for somebody, so that you can just kind of come into this smoother sailing, these smoother waters. Next, we have the World. Okay, and this is a major arcana card. And again, it can indicate travel. And Six of Swords is a card that indicates travel. So there could be some kind of a trip, my dear, you know, or it could be that Pisces is going somewhere and you don't want Pisces to go, but they're going with the intention of creating a foundation. They're going with the intention of creating a life. World card can also be a cycle has come to completion in a successful way. Like you went through all the levels of the video game, you beat the highest level boss, you won the game, successful, now it's time to be celebrated, now it's time to, like, you know, enjoy the reward, whatever it is. So this is like in a cosmic, karmic way. You've gone through all of the levels, you've passed every level, you've beaten every challenge, and that lesson has been learned, and now it's the time to come into the joy, into the celebration, into the positive aspects of why, like, the two of you have come together. And those of you who watch my readings, you've heard me say, you know, when the major arcana cards come up, it tells me that yes, there's a past life connection, there's a soulmate connection, and the major arcana tells me that you all have a contract or a reason for meeting. Okay, so one of your reasons for your Pisces is to complete the old cycles, to finally get over something and have a success, have a joy come in. It's also being seen, recognition. Okay, so something is happening here where this relationship is receiving attention, or you're receiving attention, or it could be like allowing yourself to receive praise or love. Maybe some of you have had a very hard time letting somebody in, and Pisces is like, you know, that last level challenge where you're finally learning to let somebody in. For somebody, Pisces is that completion, right? For some of you, where you're learning to let somebody in, or you're healing once and for all for something in some way, and Pisces is a part of this for some of you. Your next card here is Two of Swords. So again, this is, you're at some kind of an impasse. There's something you're not wanting to let go. There's something you're not wanting to let go, Crosswatcher. Or sometimes the energies can be reversed. That does happen. There could be something that Pisces is not ready to let go. So it could be a good idea to get some help here. You know, it could be a good idea to do that, so that you can have the encouragement and the courage to look at what's ahead of you. Two of Swords is somebody that doesn't want to face the future just simply because they're afraid. Like, look at this lady. She has this blindfold over her eyes. She doesn't want to look. She's maybe afraid. She's scared. She's completely and totally forgetting the fact that she has two swords in her hand. She's well equipped. She's not defenseless in any way. There's nothing on that road she needs to fear, and if nothing else, she's protected. She has protection with her, but she's afraid to look, right? So what happens now? By not looking, she can get ambushed. She can, like, something bad can happen because she's not alert. She's not paying attention, even though she has what she needs for whatever is ahead. But because she's refusing to look, she's putting herself in a situation where some calamity can befall. And for me as a reader, this is just me, so don't take this as like tarot fact. This is not Tarot 101. But for me as a reader, when I see Two of Swords, it tells me that if you don't come out of that Two of Swords energy, Tower is going to follow not long after. You will have a Tower moment. Okay, so if this thing cannot be addressed, if this thing cannot be faced, it can lead to a tower moment in the relationship with Pisces. And it could ultimately end things, okay? But it seems like the intention here is good, okay? It doesn't seem like anything is being done maliciously, okay? But it's a matter of being able to, you be prepared for yourself, you know? Don't put all of, you know, everything on Pisces to make everything perfect or make everything right. Do what you can on your end. You know, you have your swords, you have your, you know, your whatever you need for yourself, okay? But also be able to look at the situation that needs to be released at this time, okay? I just kind of feel there could be something that needs to be put behind you. And just in a nutshell, it feels to me like something has happened, you know, something has happened that you weren't happy about, or something is going to happen that you're not happy about. And your only two options are this. You either forgive it completely or move on. Or if you decide I can't let it go, then the relationship, you're going to have to let go of the relationship and move on to somebody else. Because this is not something that's going to be allowed to keep rehashing, because then you're going to have the tower moment. So if you keep rehashing it because you're wanting to have a certain reaction or a certain outcome, it's not going to happen. You're going to get a tower moment. So if you really truly cannot let it go, it's not going to work. So if you want the relationship to work, you know, maybe Pisces has done what they feel they can to make up for it. But, you know, from there, then maybe it might be a good idea to like see, like maybe, you know, do meditation or yoga or therapy or whatever and find other ways of releasing it. You know, because if you just kind of go in it with the Two of Swords energy, like just, you know, I don't want to look at it right now and I'm just going to ignore it for right now, it can end up being a tower moment later. Okay, I don't want to leave it on that note. I'm going to pull 3 more cards as a clarifier. I don't want to end it with like that negative Nancy energy. Although I don't think it's negative, but I could see how, you know, that could be a downer to close on. So we have Magician, a new beginning. Pisces just wants a new beginning. Pisces wants good things. 2 of Pentacles, things are going to be busy. Ace of Cups, you have the possibility of a beautiful new beginning. Really, really, really. And this may require going somewhere far away together. Or moving somewhere away from people. Like maybe even moving far, okay? But this Ace of Cups is like you're being offered love. You're being offered stability. You're being offered things that they feel is going to make you happy. Okay, so 2 of Pentacles is, you know, you have a decision to make, right? There might not be a whole lot of stability where you all are right now. And I just feel like this is a time for a fresh start. I think Pisces wants a fresh start, okay? And, you know, are you on board? Are you not on board? You get to decide. You have free will. But, you know, this just seems like you all hit quite a bump in the road. And it's time for a new beginning. Okay, my dears? Watch your love sign too for your zodiac sign. The love video links are in the description. So if you click on the link, you'll be able to watch your love video. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, it will take you to the calendar to book and schedule a reading with me. And then, of course, you guys, weekly readings every week get posted for each zodiac sign for everything other than love. So watch those as well. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I hope you have a fabulous August.